Hello mateys, how's it going? This is Captain Blue over at CG Pirates, or Chris. I hope you're doing well. Okay, I am going to load up Unreal Engine, so here it is here. I'm going to go to Library, and I'm going to load up the project that I'm working on, which is the wiki, because I needed the diesel tank anyway, so I'm going to double click on this and get my project loaded. Okay, there we go. So I have Unreal Engine now loaded, and here is the wiki. Over here is where the diesel tank is going to be housed, and that's going to feed up here to the actual diesel generator, which then feeds up to the lighthouse and to all the lamps and things. Don't worry about the lack of lighting. Anyway, what I want to do is just make sure that our diesel tank fits everything okay and has imported properly. So if I go to my content, lighthouse and generator, I'll put the tank in here, so I'm going to just right click and go to import asset, and down here if I go to my fuel tank, there's the textures. Now let me see, I'm going to have questions, I'll have them all except for albedo I think, so open. There we go, and Control S just to save them. Next, I'm going to right click and I'm going to import an asset, and that's going to be my actual fuel tank itself, and it'll put a basic collision in there as it does it. There we go, there's my fuel tank. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my diffuse, right click, create material, and this will be fuel tank matte, okay, because it's obviously our fuel tank material. I'll just save it quickly. Now if I just double click it, that will bring it up like that. Hello. And I'm just going to right click out so I can kind of see things a bit better. There we are. And if I select my fuel tank and then select here, set preview mesh, you will see that our fuel tank is now visible. Okay, in all its kind of rusty as hell glory. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply the rest of these maps to it. So I've got a normal map here, and my normal map will apply to there. So I'll add a little bit of roughness to it straight away, as you can see. Then I'm going to add my roughness map, and my roughness map is going to go over here to roughness, and then my specular map. I'm sure you can guess where that's going to go. I'm just going to drag it over to specular, and then finally I'm going to have my ambient occlusion map, which is just here, and I'm going to drag my ambient occlusion to pixel depth. No, let's go to ambient occlusion. Okay, going to click save, because that's all there was to it really. It's done. I might want a more complicated material later, but not yet. Now, I'm going to move these textures that I've got here, so I'm just going to select them all and just move them into my textures folder just there. And then if I open my fuel tank, so I'll just double click on it, there it is there, and I'm going to drag this fuel tank material to there, like that, and just save it. And now if I just drag it out and rotate it, there we go, we can have our fuel tanks, and if I compare them to the size of a person, so I'm going to pull out one of these fellas, I think it's Sailor 1. There we go. So we can see that these fuel tanks are the right height. Oh dear me. Excellent stuff. So if you've been following along, you now know how to make yourself a basic asset, especially if that asset you want to make is a fuel tank. This is a really basic material that I put on it, so if you want to put something better on it, by all means do that, okay? You know, This is just one that I quickly grabbed out of Quixel just to demonstrate how to throw material onto things. We can actually use Quixel to, you know, put stencils and all sorts of cool things on this if we wanted to. But that's for later lessons. Anyway, hope this helped, and thank you for following along with Learn at Home Season 3. Bye bye for now.